Good evening, dear televiewers, and welcome to our last edition of a 6 p.m. bilingual prime news over Camdis television. We begin right away with our major stories. A gang of 5 separatist fighters in kidnapping, specialized in kidnapping, were killed by the Defense and Security Forces in Bafut, Mezam Division in the northwest region of Cameroon. Cameroon and the European Union have joined forces to completely end the ongoing crisis in the northwest and southwest region that has been going on for about 5 years now. 5 people have died in a serious accident involving a bus and a semi-trailer, and in Bangwa, several passengers have died and many injured after a Carina E car collided with a traveling bus. We have details in a moment. Thanks for joining us. This is the 6 p.m. Prime News on Camdis television. Cameroon and the European Union have joined forces to see how to end the ongoing crisis in the northwest and southwest region. There was a meeting between Felix Mbayo, Minister of External Relations in charge of relations with Commonwealth, and Philippe Van Damme, head of European Union in Cameroon. The meeting focused on how to completely end this crisis that have been rocking the northwest and southwest region for about 5 years now. Ruth Fonyong tells us more.
Conflicts destroy tangible and intangible assets and strain surrounding areas, and sub-national conflicts leave deep scars on a country's social fabric, culture, and collective memories. The Northwest and Southwest crisis is a good example of this, as it has directly targeted official symbols of the state, including schools and courts of law, and the resulting at large. As to what concerns the non-so crisis, the Minister delegate to the Minister of External Relations in charge of relations with the Commonwealth has had series of discussions on security, and that was also the object of the audience he granted the European Union ambassador to Cameroon.
We had a very open, I think, and very frank and constructive discussion and exchange on how he sees the conflict and how he sees the way out of that. I think there's a very strong commitment on his side to work on different strands to find a solution, and of course we as international community are most eager to support any initiatives that lead indeed to a pacification, de-escalation and reconstruction of that part of the country.
Cameroon keeps opening its doors to countries willing to collaborate with it, as seen in the meetings that took place this day, August 20, 2021, at the premises of the Ministry of External Relations.
We continue with insecurity, where a gang of 5 separatist fighters has completely been killed in Bafut, sub-division, Mezam division of the northwest region of Cameroon. This was during a special operation carried out by the military, the police and the army. Our northwest regional correspondent Neba Jerome says kidnapping was already on a rise in that part of the country. His report.
The operation in the locality of Foya, Bafut subdivision, led by Major Onana Conrad, has been as one of the most successful missions carried out by the Defense and Security Forces in recent times. Ebube, Stone, Small Pepper, Prince, and Small Bible were neutralized. According to security sources, this gang has been the brain behind the rampant kidnapping in the city of Bamenda. On the field to congratulate the 33-man troop is Brigadier General Valet, the commander of the 5th Joint Military Region, and Brigadier General Ekonwesi Divine, the commander of the 5th Gendarmerie Region, with other top military personnel. The military operation in Foya Bafut is the 3rd after Operation Bafut 1 and 2 within a year. Amongst the items recovered are 4 AK-47, 10 guns, and a motorbike. The military officials have promised that the operations will continue in the northwest region until peace returns.
The Minister of External Relations, Lejeune Mbela, has granted audience to the Israelite ambassador to Cameroon, His Excellency Isi Yanuka. During the meeting, His Excellency handed over a letter of correspondence from the Israelite Foreign Minister. Ruth Foyon says both partners were planning on projects for development. Her report.
19 years after Israel's observer status at the African Union was ended during the second Intifada, Israel's Foreign Minister Yair Lapid had announced that the symbolic status is being restored as Israel is making new friends with Netanyahu out of office. It is in this regard that Lejeune Mbela, Minister of External Relations, granted an audience this day, August 20, 2021, to His Excellency Isi Yanuka, the Israeli ambassador to Cameroon.
It is the first time I'm meeting His Excellency since we've had our new government and the new Minister of Foreign Affairs, and there's nothing different with the relations between Israel and Cameroon. I mean, I think it's the same. It's even getting stronger, and come to change some ideas with first of all to give His Excellency a letter from the new Minister of Foreign Affairs of Israel, and then also to exchange a bit, change ideas on ways to make things even better.
During the exchange, the ambassador handed over a letter of correspondence from Yair Lapid, Israel's foreign minister, to the Cameroon Minister of External Relations. It is important to note that this visit is the beginning for better things, both for Cameroon and Israel, though at the moment, nothing has been specified.
We continue with this sad cover shot where accidents seems to be on the rise in the country. Lifeless bodies and wounded persons littered the sidewalk in Adaya this August 20, 2021. According to witnesses to the tragedy, a bus hit a semi-trailer. The victims of the serious accident were rushed to a nearby hospital by residents, while we retain that about 5 people died at the spot. Meanwhile, another accident occurred this morning in Bangwa, where several passengers got stuck under a bus which overturned after a head-on collision with a Carina E car. The driver of the Carina E car and a girl who was also on board died immediately. Several seriously injured were reported amongst the passengers in the bus. First aid agents took the seriously injured to a local hospital for treatment. We now take you to something very interesting, sensitizing the population of Yaoundé 2 and Yaoundé 4 on the importance of keeping their various councils very clean was the objective of a holiday job that was organized by the council to help these youth raise money that will certainly go a long way to help them buy some of their school needs as they resume school in some weeks to come. Gerardine Nasi completes the story.
The Yaoundé Municipality counsels in achieving its corporate social responsibility in its annual one-month holiday job program recruited some youths since the month of July to serve their communities. These youths will be rewarded after completing varying designated assignments at the end of August 2021. It is a profitable one-month holiday job for these youths, as they have been taught on how to keep the environment clean and have also sensitized the population of the Yaoundé 2 and Yaoundé 4 councils on the importance of the well-being of their environment.
As there are so many quarters, we generally use 1 week for a quarter to keep the quarter clean. We are calling on the traditional authorities to help us facilitate the work.
I teach on how to clear grass, pick papers, sweep and remove dirt in quarters, and equally sensitize the population of the area for the well-being of the environment. If we are unable to keep our environment clean, it will be risky and will give way for illnesses.
The mayors of these areas, however, have been supporting this youth association in order for the work to be effectuated without any problem.
This work was organized by the youth association, so we are helping them in order for the work to go smoothly without any problem.
The Young Holiday Council workers are therefore grateful for the opportunity given to them by the councils, as the reward that will be given to them will go a long way to help them in purchasing their school needs and also boost their curriculum vitae.
CCTV, also known as video surveillance, has become very popular in our society. Most shops and supermarkets have placed these video surveillances to make sure that they can easily identify those who come in to steal in their shops. In the following report, BrigadeAntiSardinard says this is the safest way to protect their various goods in their shops. Her reports.
Closed-circuit television (CCTV), also known as video surveillance, is the use of video cameras to transmit a signal to a specific place on a limited set of monitors. The system is mostly used in shops and supermarkets, as they believe that the cameras are one of the most effective security systems. According to them, this monitor system produces useful evidence, reduces theft, and most especially reduces cost as compared to traditional methods of surveillance done through hiring round-the-clock security guards.
Many people use cameras in order to look whether there are thieves. They put cameras just to monitor other people. They put cameras in order to visualize their shop. They put cameras in order just to protect themselves from other people's. So now us, we're having cameras as we'll show some pictures. So we're having cameras because it's only to monitor people that are coming and going out. If maybe there's something that maybe somebody took, we can go behind and look whether what happened before the event.
The system has equally evolved in such a way that the camera can be captured and transmitted to users' private monitors and smartphones. This method, according to some shop owners, helps them to control their shops while at home and even when they are out of town.
My boss have connected, even in my phone, I'm still having the cameras, it's still connected in my phone. So even when I'm home, I'm not here, I can actually see what is happening in the shop. As for me, the camera installed in my phone is just to see at which time maybe my colleagues are coming, so that I can just run very fast and come and open the shop. Actually, when it's connected in my phone, if I'm visualizing it, actually I can record it. But if it's that I'm not visualizing it, it's only in my boss office that we can go back to the previous image. If not, the phone is just to see what is happening actually. If you are not looking at it, you will not find something about it.
With the cameras, however, they still witness theft issues, though not from regular customers, which might be discovered after some time.
Chief people is not our customer, it's the customer passenger. They are coming all for one time and think how they have to do to steal inside the shop.
Though the system has some disadvantages, like intruding on individuals' privacy, on the employees and customers, inefficient management policies, and poor quality recordings, shop owners, however, say it is necessary for their safety and that of their customers.
World Humanitarian Day is a day dedicated to appreciate the humanitarian efforts that have been made by some non-governmental organizations to save humanity. To this effect, Community Initiative for Sustainable Development and Humanitarian Organization yesterday called on its workers not to relent their efforts in saving humanity. In the following report, a Northwest Regional Correspondent Neighbor Jerome says 2 NGO workers have lost their lives in the Northwest and Southwest regions as a result of the ongoing crisis that has been rocking those parts of the country. His report.
Since my soul,
they have put their lives to serve humanity, and today, Community Initiative for Sustainable Development and sisters organizations have joined the world over to celebrate the International Humanity Day under the theme, Humanitarians are not a target.
Ngwanyi Pascal Fomi died in December 2019 in his community. Mr. Tanjong Christopher died in Batibo in the early part of 2020 in his community. These persons, they died in their community, they died in the hands of their compatriots, saving them, speaking the same language, and working for their interests.
Working in a crisis-hit zone like the Northwest region is very challenging, but the spirit of serving humanity is what has been at the forefront of this group of people.
I've got to work with people who are very experienced in the field, and I've learned a lot from them. It has shaped my career path. Like, what I do sometimes it gets really, really difficult because it's not like I just have work on my desk, I do it on my own. I have people in the community I work with.
It was from a meeting, and then suddenly we had accompanied by some guys in the office in which we were also involved in it, and we were taken and we spent a full day, that is 24 hours in captivity. But we thank God that we were released.
With the humanitarian principles of humanity, neutrality, independence, and impartiality, workers of Kmer for the past 20 years have adopted these principles. That explains why the non-governmental organization is out for humanity.
The Minister of Communication, Emmanuel René-Sadi, has granted audience to Serge Gislain Njoré, Minister of Media and Communication from the Central African Republic. The meeting that took place this afternoon at the Ministry of Communication here in Yaoundé focused on how to reinforce the economy, security and professional sector, especially when it comes to journalism. Let's listen to more in this report. Peace, professional education, and boosting the economy were some important aspects reviewed between Cameroon and the Central African Republic. Objective of a meeting this August 28th at the Ministry of Communication to put in place reforms to elevate these sectors, especially in the Central African Republic. Two border countries' relations very much appreciated, especially when it comes to maintaining peace and stability.
In Cameroon, we follow up with a lot of interest and attention the situation that is going on in Central Africa, and I told him that we are appreciating what President Touadéra is doing, and we can see that stability and peace are coming back in Central Africa.
Cameroon opens a way for journalists from the Central African Republic to be trained in Cameroon, as there are many professional schools.
STIC is there, universities are there in Boya, in Douala. We also have private institutes which are training a lot of journalists in different fields concerning communication. So we told them that we are ready to welcome their fellow citizens in Cameroon.
A meeting that ended with both countries satisfied with the exchanges, as Cameroon remains #1 helper of the Central African Republic whenever and whenever needs be. Dear televiewers, we've come to the end of a 6 p.m. Prime News on Camdis television. Here are our major stories. A gang of 5 separatist fighters specialized in kidnapping has been killed by the Defense and Security Forces in Bafut, Mezam Division in the northwest region of Cameroon. Cameroon and the European nation have joined forces to completely send the ongoing crisis in the northwest and southwest region to an end that has been going on for about 5 years now. 5 people have died in a serious car accident involving a bus and semi-trailer, and in Bangwa, several passengers have died and many injured after a Carina E-car collided with a traveling bus. Thanks for being there. It has been a pleasure. Have a wonderful weekend in the company of our programs.